What's up, people? What's up? What's up? Marcus, what up? Marcus coming in the clinch. A vloggy vlog. I got Clarissa's belt ready to go out today. Gonna mail that shit to Texas. Who we got up in here? Did the alert go out? Let's see. It did. It did for me, at least. First thing I'm gonna get when I get this ESPN job is a new laptop. This is a MacBook, but it's from 2019. 6 years in computer terms is like fucking, it's like I might as well have a rotary phone. I'm just saying. Do me, baby. What up, Marcus? How you doing? Marcus Banks. My man. Where you from, Marcus? I feel like you're from the South. I could be way off with that, but I'm getting Southern vibes. Am I wrong? You probably told me. I forgot. So just refresh me. Where's everybody at? What's going on here? Damn. Well, I'm way off. I don't think I could get any further off than saying a dude from Newark is from the South. I'm sorry. I apologize. Well, technically, Jersey's south of me. You're south of Manhattan. My bad, Marcus. My bad. Newark. So we're more alike than I. Makai, where you been, man? I feel like I haven't talked to you in like 2-3 days. Marco, what are your thoughts on Boots? I'm worried about Boots, guys. Am I wrong? He looks gaunt. He looks drawn. He looks trying to make this weight like he's sitting on the corner, scratching his neck like, I smoke rocks. 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 He looks cracked out a little. Mo, what up? Marco saw a black dude with a belly and thought Southern. You know what it was? Nah, I don't care about the belly. The shirt and the background. Like Newark, I would think there'd be some city shit in the background. And the shirt was like lumberjacky kind. I don't know. But I'm actually glad he's from Newark because those are more my people. I love Southern people. They're always usually really polite and nice and cool. But we don't have much in common. But Newark is pretty much like New York City. Getting ready for this fight. All right. Boots look better. I'm watching the press conference. Okay. I just came back from North Carolina. I was there for 15 years. Aha. So I was kind of right. You got a little bit of a Southern drawl dripping all over you. I knew I saw something. I think they made him go into deficit so he can be strong for the fight. I do the same thing. I go under my fight weight as far as safely. Okay. Well, not really, Mo, because he didn't get starched, but he got touched up. His last couple fights, he didn't look that good. So maybe, I don't know. I had a rough day, people. Rough day. I'm currently doing the carb load. You should have seen me a day ago. I looked anorexic. I mean, I wouldn't remember IBF has a dehydration. I wouldn't focus so much on your weight and your body and all that. Focus on the training and, the sweet science. Focus on the sweet science more. That's my advice to you. Not so much on this other shit. I don't know. That's my advice. Not like you asked for it, but Remember, IBF has a rehydration clause. Yep, they do. Is Ness live right now? Is that what's happening here? Boots says he wants to be undisputed. He did say that, did he? I don't think. What is he, 28? All that? Excuse me, all this shit right here? All that? That would take like 10 years. I mean, I guess you could do it. Retire in his like late 30s. It's possible. Wait, but I have to make multiple. I have to make weight. Great advice on how if I don't want to make weight. I hope Boots wins this fight. Lately, I've not been hearing good things about his training camp. What have you been hearing? Actually, Mo, I think Boots has a good ring IQ. I actually think that his temperament is the problem. What you mean? Not his temperament in the ring. In the ring, he's like a fucking maniac. You mean outside the ring that he's quiet and shit? I don't know why I have a cap that says Passover on it. I don't even know if that's a brand or this has to do with the Jewish holiday. I don't know what this is, but he's 30 plus fights with no significant win. People hoping for Boots to lose and might look stupid if he beats Stanionis. Then what they gonna say? I think he's gonna kick the shit out of Stanionis, personally. But I'm worried about the weight. The lack of weight, whatever. That worries me. The lack of weight worries me. Why is there only 8 people in here? Can anybody help me out here? Boots like young Holyfield. Know when engaged will be reckless instead of focused. No, but Boots just hasn't proven anything. Let's hope he does well on Saturday. I mean, he's proven some shit. Just not he's proven a lot. His eyeball test, A++, with extra credit and extra napkins. Eyeball test. The resume, you're right. I think Boots will have an easy time with Stanionis. I do too. He's a lot bigger too. Taller, at least. It's mad skinny, though. Something about a bushy beard makes skinny people look even skinnier. The whole Jesus thing. I don't know, Mike. I don't know about that. It's possible, but I'm going to lean towards no. Biggest win was Anavizian and was elevated to a full champ. This fucking cold is finally gone. I still got snots all up in me, but the hard part's gone. Now my wife got it, though. My son got it. I'm sure my daughter's probably going to have it too when she comes home. Karen is tough, guys. Very tough. Boots is fighting while the other contenders are not. And Avanesian was off the couch after a year. He looked like shit. Who did Stanionis fight where he looked... What big name did Stanionis fight? What's Stanionis' big win? Big name? That's the question. An old Collazo. Okay. Welterweight division suck ass. I mean, not really, Casey. We got 3 big names who are going to be in the welterweight division now. You forgot about that, huh? All former 35 and 40 pounders. Jumped up almost 20 pounds. T.O., Haney, Ryan. Rolly. Delorme, okay. He doesn't have one. He only big fight. He only have one. His only big fight was going to be Virgil, but Virgil couldn't make the weight. Yeah. Boots has all the tools, skill set very high, still young. I know. I don't know, man. I'm assuming Ness is probably live right now. I was just saying the same thing, Alberto. I don't know what the fuck's going on. Funny because it's correlating with other things in my life right now. Everything's fucking difficult and slow. But you know, ebbs and flows. I think it's the fact that boxing's so slow right now. I do. The views on my videos, everything is dropped. So I think it has to do with that, personally. Tio is still at 40. Ryan's officially 47, going with Rolly, and Haney is fighting at a catch weight. Well, 44 is in the welterweight division. Anything over the super welterweight, anything over super lightweight, which would be 35 or 40, if you're from between 140 and 147, you are a welterweight. So he's fighting at welterweight. I feel like the channel is dying instead of growing. I mean, I wouldn't say it's dying. It's taking a little bit of a slower hit right now. Yeah, I know. Well, don't worry, Alberto. It's not dying. These things have ebbs and flows. You know, you don't, unless something happens, you don't build up anything in life, channels, business, unless there's something happening, right? Like in business, for example, I'm getting hit because of inflation, but that doesn't affect YouTube. So unless I did something to offend people or you know what I'm saying, which I didn't do, there's nothing wrong happening. I think boxing is just so slow right now. Yeah. Yeah, no, it is. It's just so slow. And I think Ness is live. I mean, that gives me an extra 30 people when he's not live. Easy, which is fucking annoying, but a blessing and a curse. I know that. I'm sinking with the ship. Well, the ship ain't sinking. The ship seems like it's just docking to refuel. I know Alberto's kind of negative, but we already know that. He's a good supporter, but he's also negative, if that makes sense. Both. He's a negative supporter. Like, he's the kind of dude who will meet a girl and be like, when'd you get that pimple? Like, you don't always have to say shit like that. You know what I mean? Or like, yeah, you lost a lot of your hair. Like, oh, shh. Keep it to yourself. Boxing is jumping right now. This is the busiest boxing schedule in years. Not right now. There's nothing coming up, Mikhail, that's big. In like May 2nd, kind of, but that's over a month away, or about a month away. Stay consistent. That's the key. None of them blew up. Of course. You need that ESPN plug or hair plugs. Damn. These are my supporters, dudes who shit on me. Cool. I'm telling you, if I get that ESPN show, yo, it's going to be crazy. Like, they're going to be pumping me like diesel unleaded. You know, I'll be here when your life completely falls apart, Marco. Well, I hope. Who is your favorite Punch-Out character? Great question. Tyson. Sandman was pretty fucking dope. He was like he besides Tyson, he was the hardest one. I guess Sandman. Facts. Mikhail, boxing ain't dead right now. It's dead right now because there's nothing coming up. So there's not much to talk about. There's not much to talk about right now. Exactly. And MVP did, and that was an all-women's card, which nobody really... No, it's definitely slowed down a bit. Because even after May 2nd, which let's not forget, even May 2nd isn't a big card. The fighters themselves are big, but they're not fighting each other. So even May 2nd is a tune-up card. The biggest thing we have coming up is an all-female card and a tune-up card. How is it not dead? What are you guys talking about? A tune-up card and an all-female card. That's the biggest boxing we have within the next 3 months. Trust me, my Instagram page is way more stable than this, and it's taking a hit too. People don't give a fuck as much right now. Bald Bull. Bald Bull was pretty dope too, actually. Marco, if ESPN doesn't happen, don't do anything crazy. We got you. I'll email HR. Oh, thank you. Most studied is fights and style. Watch boots adjustment in the real time. Punching placement physique. Okay. Sorry, I'm boxing hardcore. I'm sorry, you're correct. No, it is. I wouldn't say dead. There's just nothing. It's just a fact. And don't forget, this is after we had all this crazy shit. Tyson, Paul, Beterbiev, whatchamacallit, Fury, Usyk. We had all these huge fights. And now the best thing we got is an all-female card and a tune-up card. And that's what it is. That's a tune-up card. Let's be real. Stanionis was the last unification fight we wanted for boots. Let's have a funeral boxing instead. It's just, it's stalled. It's slowed down. And I've heard people saying that too, which is where it's slowed down. Here's like, how many times can I sit here and talk about Ryan versus Rolly or Roach Tank? You know what I mean? Like that shit's been all, it was all beaten into the ground. So that's why I want to do something different here. Maybe we should do like trivia betting or something. That might be kind of fun. Like trivia betting? What do you guys think? That'll build too. People come in, they can make some money maybe, they can have fun. It could be, and you never need fights to go on with the trivia betting because it's always there. What you guys think? UFC might be slower too. I don't watch it, so I wouldn't know. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Bailey. It is. Yeah, of course it got names, but the names aren't fighting each other. Again, the biggest fights we have coming up are what I just mentioned. While I was at the presser yesterday and Jake Paul did a great job and it was all the lights and the glamour, it's still a card with fighters that nobody knows, and the ones that they do know never produce knockouts. Serrano Taylor is at least fun to watch because they go at it like boxing bobbleheads, like Rock'em Sock'em. But the rest of this shit is trivia betting sounds fun, but Mo uses AI. And that's the problem. People can cheat. That's the problem. So we have to figure out something. Maybe the way we do trivia betting, you have to cam up and keep your hands like this and answer with your mouth. And if you don't want the camera on, you can just do this. Hands here. The answer is Muhammad Ali, like that. That's the way we could, as much as we can, ensure nobody's cheating. I think most of the time you don't have much to say, so a solution is to sell counters. Let dudes call in and make them pay for it. What you mean? That's what Nest does. Counters to what? I do not use AI. I'm with you, Mo, but the problem is some people might, so we gotta figure out how to prevent that. What up, True? What up, Eric? People are shy to show their certain people, specific people. Oh, sorry, did that just pop up there? Sorry about that. I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, certain people don't want to show their. Oh, sorry about that. H-Town in the building. Respect, Eric. Look like, like cell call-ins. Dudes always want to panel. Yeah, I guess we could do that. Alberto just wants you to let him in so he can talk his shit. He could talk his shit. he gets the call in. But we could do that. But I don't know. I feel like the trivia is a good idea. I just don't know. I gotta work out the structure a little better. Like if like there's always trivia games going on, that's dope. Not always, but a lot of the time. What you guys think? Talk to me. Talk to me. I'm down. All right. I'm an OG, Mo. I can pop my shit whatever I want to do. True. True. Is Ness live right now? Could somebody answer me that? I believe he probably is. Because getting under 20 usually means, under 20 or 30 usually means he's live. Good thing is I got somebody picking up my daughter, so I don't have to leave early. Son's home. He was sick today. Yeah, he is, of course. Why is he live so late? Maybe you're right, Alberto. Maybe he's trying to fuck with me. I doubt he doesn't even give a fuck about me. Literally, he doesn't care enough to even call me back. So I doubt he's doing shit to fuck with me. That I will say. Not because he's such a great guy, just because he doesn't give a fuck about me. I think setting up that Discord would help. The community building happens there when streamers are not live. Oh, I did set it up, Mo. But what am I supposed to do with it? There you go. That's what I'm trying to say, Alberto. Numbers are low now. That's my point. The shit is low. Yeah, that's a fact. No, he didn't. But there's times where he would go live to like 4. I used to be on there with him. That's just petty, though. Yeah, he is, but not that petty. He knows I'm not a threat to him. I will be when I get this ESPN show. Not even a threat to him. When I get the ESPN show, it's actually not a threat to him either, because my channel is different than, get a job. The money I'm boxing is running boxing. No one wants to build a career, just straight big fights. What up, Lion? Arsenal upset Real Madrid. So this year is the year of the upsets. Sign that contract. Crawford will beat Canelo. Ooh, big words. Since he said you're no good, he's been live during all your time slots. He didn't say I'm no good. He also told people I'm his boy. But he said, I've heard more positive things that he said than negative things. You was his biggest co-host in terms of numbers. I don't even like I'll go back on if we talk. But again, I'm not trying to work for other people, even though I'm not even getting paid for it. But you know what I mean? It's about building your own shit. They want big money for shitty fights. After he cut your water off, he said you're no good and you're yeah, I remember that. But then afterwards, I've heard him say a lot of other things people told me. Like, not mean things. The thing is, we're not talking shit about each other. There's nothing really, it wasn't even that big of a deal. It really wasn't. It was goofy. It was a complete overreaction, like temper tantrum. But to me, more than anything, it shows to me his character and what he thinks about me, that he won't even call me back. You know what I mean? Like, he doesn't want to, I thought that was my man. Like, you don't, girls do that. I'm not talking to you again, and slam the door and don't open it no matter how much you like, So if anything, that's what it teaches me. But who knows? One thing I learned about life, people, you never know what's going to happen in the future. Shitty fights is the problem. After Marco, who wins this Saturday? Boots. Boots is going to dominate, I think. I know. I mean, I guess he kind of is in this space. Not for the earth, but for this space, he is one of the known guys. I mean, I kind of am too now, I suppose, but for different reasons. I had a bunch of people ask me for pictures yesterday at the press conference. Well, not a bunch, but Few. The esoteric teacher Neville Goddard always said, if you want to manifest something, live in the end of science, meaning imagine the end of your goal. Example, you'd have to have your mind's eye. Wow. That was profound. You know, my wife says that, Star Lion. She says that. She says the positive energy you put out. No, that was a good comment. Yeah, not on purpose, just, you know. He's also, Blue Blood's also not, I don't think he goes on at a specific time every day, so it's hard for me to nail him down. The Bible mentions it so many times as well, but I digress. Yeah, man. She says that all the time. The negative thinking, the energy goes out in the earth, all that stuff. I am going to get this ESPN show. I actually felt it yesterday. When I was walking around New York City, back in my old hood, and I felt it. And I fucking felt it. But I want to make it a great show. And I feel like I'm missing something. There's just one thing I'm missing. I'm not sure what it is. You know what I mean? You see it too? There we go. But there's something that's missing. I feel like there's something the pitch is missing. I don't know what. I don't know what. The guy Wade got a gig on Ring. Who's Wade? Are you still going to Atlantic City? Nah, I'm not. I never got approved for that fight. I don't even think if I applied for it, I don't even know, but I didn't get an approval or a denial email, so I don't know what's happening. What's up, Drew? Well, the pitch is simple. I already went over it, but I'll do it again. It's going to be your one-stop shop boxing show. Right? One-stop and shop boxing show, once a week, 1 hour long. It's going to open up with current news, which would mean any current news in boxing, current fighters, interviews, whatever comes with that, right? Let's say there's a Jake Paul's fight. We get Jake Paul in studio, whatever, right? Second segment. This is the one that I think is exciting, the classics. We're going to put a heavy focus on the classics because boxing does not always have a lot of news, right? Like we could always do a little segment talking about whatever's happening this week, something little, but sometimes it's like right now, there's nothing really. How much am I going to talk about Serrano and Katie Taylor doing an all-women's card? Like there's just so much, too many times I could talk about that. So we're going to, what's up, OG Shorts? So the second segment is going to be the classics. We're going to analyze a specific classic fight, maybe even show one of my videos in the way that I do it, maybe have one of the fighters there who are involved, or bring in a celebrity to talk about that fight. And you know, the first time they ever saw it with their father back in the day or whatever. Bring in celebrities, boxing fan celebrities. Because ESPN, again, guys, owns a tremendously large library of classic fights. Everything from Sugar Ray to Muhammad Ali to Holmes, they own all that shit. When you see ESPN Classics, that's theirs. They bought it from Big Fights, which was Steve Lott and Bill Caton's company. Those were Mike Tyson's old trainers. That's how Mike Tyson's old trainers, Steve Lott or Bill Caton, got rich. Not how he got rich. He was already rich. he bought a whole bunch of old fight films and licensed them, and he was making cake. So that's gonna be the second segment, the classics, and then finally, we're gonna have call-ins. Now I'm not sure how a non-live call-in is gonna work, but that's what we're gonna do, and get a community, get a squadron going. We're gonna call it the Marco Boxing, the squadron, the squad. Get it going. Have you guys call in, talk about whatever you want to talk about. But it would probably have to do with the topics of the day. What do you think? What's it missing? I don't think you would get a weekly show that was probably on a green light on Big Fight Week. Nah, it's not true. Why can't boxing have a weekly recap? Everybody else does. Shit, NBA does it every day. I disagree with that. And if you focus on the classics, it'll give people more of a reason to watch these classics. Matter of fact, they could air the classic. I could talk about it, and then they could air it. Like, oh, and catch this full fight tonight. You know what I mean? You could also draw comparisons between past and present, like legal precedent. During the classic segment you're talking about. Blue Blood, does he? I love Blue Blood, though. You have people that you're working with. No. I'm pitching it myself to ESPN's production team and to the executives there. Don't do ring card girls of the week. Yeah, I won't do that. You had me until the call-in part. Why? Why? I think it would be cool. Wouldn't you guys all love to call into a show that's on ESPN every week, where you could give your boxing opinions, you could get known as part of the squad? Talk to me. Atlas is doing very well with his weekly show. It will work every week. Yeah, agreed. And he's him, right? So his is just, he's on his own platform. I don't think he's with any company because of his name. I don't have a name like that, but if I got ESPN backing me. Call-ins in FCC airwaves sounds like pipeline dream. What you mean? So it's not a live call-in, Alberto, so all that could be regulated. So we only air shit that's not profanity laced. That's the way you do that. Obviously, you can't do a live call-in unless you have like a 3-second delay that they just fucking hang up on the person. I don't know enough about call-ins, though, how that works. And then it's like, how do we even, like, I could start with you guys. How do we even get the call-ins? I could start with you guys. I got enough of you where I could have you guys call in, and that's how it'll start, and it'll catch on. You know what I mean? ESPN could post, call-ins about this topic. Boom. Well, I don't know if I could do it on this stream. Yeah, well, classic fights we got to do. No, Berto. The call-ins would happen while we're recording live. We're not recording. We're not going to be recording live, broadcasting live. We record it, and then we have people call in while we're doing it. And then they take it, they put it together, and then put it out. You get it? That's how shows work. For us to get 3 or 4 good call-ins, we got to take 8 of them. That's how that works. Usually double the amount. So, there should be an AI site that takes boxing fighters from different generations and puts them up against each other in an AI showdown. Thank you. Did we get? Nah, we didn't do it yet. Monday. I'll keep you posted though. Don't worry. Trust me. If we had good news, that would be the title of this fucking stream. Shorts that what our eyes and brains are for. OC shorts. Yeah. I'm handsome, so I have to be one of the two calling people. You got it. Weekly recaps. Yeah, well, that would be the current news. It would be a current news segment. And then the classics is where we're going to kill it. Hopefully your Wi-Fi ain't choppy on Monday, Marco. Hopefully. Yeah, and that's what sucks in this fucking part of Connecticut. My cell phone service is whack. Like, I can't even use a hotspot. Fucking annoying. I think focusing heavy on the classics. They need to. I could make them really make some money off those classics, get a lot of viewership. You know what I mean? The gloves raffle. Some of y'all need to buy your own entries this time. Eon said, y'all ungrateful. Yeah, we need about, what do we need? About 10 to 15 more, something like that. If call in good, keep it going. If not, then gang it like a gong show or boo it, shut it down. What up, Joaquin? Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. We got to see. Is there something else that we could add to the pitch? Eon will buy 10, so we'll make, well, that's what he says, but who knows? He might not want to do that again. What else is the pitch missing? How are you going to pitch? I have a meeting with them, and I'm going to verbally talk to them. How much is super? No, I'd prefer you don't do a super chat. I prefer you do Cash App or PayPal. But if you have to do a super chat, then I guess it's like 14 or something to cover the 30% they take. The Marco Variety Hour. No. Exactly. That's why vlogs, E-Rock, I was worried about ESPN not wanting to fuck with boxing, but the fact that they're taking this meeting means they're open to it. You know what I'm saying? I wonder if they know who I am. That'd be dope. Focus on amateurs. Oh. Yeah. Okay. That'll be part of current news. If there's like an amateur out that's like, yeah. Cool. A top 10 highlight of a week segment. The problem with that, AB, is they might not own the footage. So they can't show highlights of shit that they don't own. We could talk about it, but they can't show it unless they pay for it, which they might not want to do. You get what I'm saying? But like we could have all kinds of segments. Like classic segments don't have to just be classic. They could just be like greatest one punch knockouts. Top 10s. Ooh, there's one. Should we do top 10s? Like, you know, David Letterman used to have his top 10 list. We could do top 10 lists. That's not a bad one. Like top 10. Like I did a video when one punch equals 3 knockdowns. Play all of the times where one punch made somebody drop 3 times. The worst face first knockdowns. What do you think about that? Boots Ennis looked drained to me. He did look drained. I hate amateur and Olympic. I don't like it either. Do a top 10 list for that's what I'm saying. Don't be too ambitious when discussing wages. You kidding me? You don't think I know that? I'll take fucking anything. I'll take a Happy Meal and an Uber ride back. I'm good with that. Went to Haiti and saw some killer amateurs. What about Cuban amateurs? Yeah, well, those guys are basically pros. Best of Rivals is good list. Yeah, fighters have been knocked out of the ring numerous times. We could do one of those. You know, when fighters get knocked out of the ring. Do short form video recaps of boxing news, especially as the new generation is here. We like shorter and visual content. Right. Shout out Rigondeaux, GOAT Amateur. Yeah. Yeah. And it's going to be a lot of work for me, probably. But that's all good. I'm going to be one of the writers. Because I don't think any of those guys can write like me. Not in terms of with boxing. So the top 10 list isn't a bad idea. So you do top 10 or maybe top 5. Top 10 might be too long. Top 5 might be better. The top 5 list. Who's the best Caucasian boxer? And where the hell is the land of Caucasia? I've heard of Africa. I've heard of Asia. Where's Caucasia? Never heard of it. The greatest white fighter, Rocky? I mean, Willie Pep was probably better than Rocky overall. I would say Willie Pep. Caucasus Mountains still ain't Caucasia. Where are the Caucasus Mountains now? Oh, Jesus. Where the Caucasus Mountains or where? Yeah, but Usyk, they don't consider, I guess, not American, right? So if you're going into like just white, who the fuck knows? PowerPoint. Yeah. So do you guys like the top 5 list? What do you think? I think top 5 lists will be cool. It could be current, it could be old school, it could be whatever. What up, Joe? Big old titties, Butterbean, Tony Tubbs, Riddick Bowe, Buster Mathis. God damn! What was one she said last time? She said, God damn. And she said, your mother's, wait, what'd she say? She says something funny. I've heard her go, big wiener. So we got kale today at the supermarket and big old titties. And we also got on sale a can of spinach. God damn! More so Eastern Asia. Yeah, so I like the top 5 idea. What do you guys think? Marco asked, where are the Caucasus Mountains now? Well, as though they relocated at some point. Caucasus Mountains are in Europe. What part of Europe? That's what I'm asking. Like, where exactly are they? Like, what country are they located in or bordering or whatever? Tell me, Mr. College Man. Top 5 list. The Caucasus Mountains are in Afghanistan? I doubt that. Mountains are between Russia and Turkey. Okay. Well, that's exactly what I'm Caucasian then because Bulgaria borders Turkey. And my other half is Ukraine, which was in Russia. So boom. I am Caucasian. I heard though, when you look up the term Caucasian, the actual term, if you Google it, I'm pretty sure it says of English descent, which I'm not of. So, what up, Vaughn? Yeah, so I want to do the top 5 in the pitch. But how do I pitch it? Top 5 list. It could be greatest one-punch knockouts. all kinds of shit. Biggest melees in the ring, worst low blows, that kind of thing. You going to hell? I ain't going to hell. Joe makes me do it. It's not my fault. Joe's infatuated with our girl, Balin Dupree. Is that her name? Meanest boxers list. Meanest. Yeah, you could do meanest, best chin. Yeah, that's a good idea then. As a matter of fact, why not have the callers talk about the top 5 list? Hearing the community's opinion on the greatest fighters in the top 5 list. Top 5 is a big thing. People do top 5 with hip hop. Top 5, dead or alive. Darren would be up there with Sonny Liston as a mean fucks. I mean, the most intimidating fighters, scariest fighters who put fear in people's hearts over the years. First one ever was Sonny Liston. Jack Johnson should have been because he was so dominant, but people were so fucking racist. They hated black people so much back then. They weren't even scared of them. They just wanted to try. They didn't care. But there's Sonny Liston, George Foreman, Mike Tyson. I feel like Hagler scared people. I feel like Tank was scaring people too up until recently. Top Fuego. Big booty Balin would keep a thug on his toes. Never know what she's going to do next. Spontaneous. I don't know what she would do, but I know there'd be a lot of outbursts. Head is pounding. It's going to fucking rain. Yes, it is. No wonder. Tank intimidating people. That's some historical revisionism. You saw when he did this and Frank Martin was like scared. Up until recently. Boxing draft would be dope. What you mean, a draft? They call him out, but they're scared of him when they get in the ring. So we definitely got Liston, Foreman, Tyson. Those for what about Hagler? Was Hagler really feared? People wanted to fight him. Who was feared? I mean, Joe Frazier was kind of feared. Pacquiao sued Mayweather, and people didn't call him a biatch. But with Haiti sues right, everyone and their mama calls him a coward and all. Because Pacquiao sued him over defamation, whereas Devin's suit is over. This is what people think. Getting beat battery. Battery seems like a bitchy thing to do. That's why. Oh, shit. My man Joaquin coming in hot like a baker. And ranch for the raffle if you can, Marco. Okay, so you want, that would be 2 entries, but since it's 30%, it'd be more like 1 entry. So what do you want to do here? Aaron Pryor was feared. Schaefer's was feared? Yeah, but not, I don't know. Not like those guys. Joaquin, Arizona. Okay. Just wanted to. Okay, I got you, Joaquin. You're in. You're in. Appreciate you. Thank you. Defamation because the truth hurts his feelings. He definitely used juice. Well, you can't say definite. We don't know what's happening. Aaron Pryor was also on the juice. I mean, he was on something. They think it was like asthma pills to open up his lungs, but Hmm. Okay. So who is it then besides Tyson, Sonny Liston, and George Foreman? Who else scared people? What lighter guys scared people? I can't think of any. Prince Nassim, kind of, because of the power. Good day, mate. Like, who else scared people? No battery is unwanted touching. Yes, it was an agreed fight. Well, that is unwanted though, Bailey. It isn't that very much akin to somebody coming into an agreed fist fight with a bat? Is that kind of similar? Hearns? Yeah, I was thinking Hearns. You think people were scared of Aaron Pryor? Yeah, see, I don't know that. I'm not sure about that. I ain't sure about that. All right, give me 1 second, guys. Come up with the most intimidating fighters besides Foreman, Tyson, and Liston. I can't think of any others who are like literally had people shaking in their boots. You tell me. All right, my bad. By your honor. Duran easily. Ooh, Duran. Hmm. Tiafimo is best when he's cleaned and focused. That's a fact. What else we got? Talk to me, people. Victor J, what up? 76. Did you think it was disrespectful? Do you think it was disrespectful to not watch boxing fights every weekend but still go on the TBV show? The relationship didn't seem beneficial when you don't watch boxing. What? This is another Ness minion. You understand that when he says I only watch highlights, it was a joke. Nobody with my experience following and knowledge in the sport only watches highlights. That's if you believe that, you need to drink more of that Ness Kool-Aid. Tio might lose to Barbosa. He might. I'm not sure he will though. Lucas Matisse was. You think he was feared? Shakur's intimidating, but folks always trying to sell. He's not intimidating. Haney has a case. He didn't agree to. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That is battery. That's my point. What up, V Dash? No, that was a minion for Ness. Ness has a bunch of minions. You'd be surprised how many people really. It's like, how the fuck can I only watch highlights? Like, who just watches it? It's so stupid. If you believe that, you don't have your own brain. It's like calling almost anybody a casual in this room. Nobody who seeks out a boxing room on YouTube with all of the millions of topics they can choose, if they go to a boxing room, they're almost off the jump not casuals. Because it's like you love the sport. That's why you go to the room. Stupid. Goofy. If you come to my fight at Border Wars, I'll get you back on the show. I don't want to get back on the show until we have a conversation privately. Me and him. Tio couldn't been featured on 1994 Batman animated series. Daniel Ponce de Leon. What, like feared? Is Alberto equivalent to a Ness minion? No. He's too negative. Ness's minions aren't so negative towards Ness. That's what it is. You'd be surprised how many of them are like, you watch highlights. What do you know? Ugh. You don't do research. Ugh. It's like if you listen to the actual conversations, just because he says it doesn't mean it's true. That's the exact definition of a minion. When you just, whatever somebody says, you take it for full value, don't digest it, just run with it. Well, he said it, must be true. Let's go. Yes, and showbiz are so emotional they insult their audience when they really showbiz does that. I'm surprised. I get that Ness does it, but I'm surprised showbiz does it. Yes, he does. He absolutely does. Yeah, he's good at what he does. I just didn't think he was a. I thought he was more of like, for the show I'll put on a certain situation, but then I'll behind closed doors I'll be a decent person. The behind closed doors part has not happened yet, which I thought it would. So that's what I'm surprised at. I get that, he stirs the pot, and that's what he needs to do to help build his show. Ness replied to comments on the last live you were on for TBV, and it wasn't pleasant. Huh? You don't seem like. Yeah, I don't watch a lot of boxing matches that I don't give a fuck about. That's a fact. Like on Showbox, and yeah, no, that's true. That's a fact. But that doesn't. So what? That's my choice. Ness doesn't know shit about history. Literally nothing. Nothing. Absolutely nothing about history. Nothing past the last 15 years. He doesn't know anything about boxing past the last 15, 20 years. That's his choice, though. That's okay. I think that's way more important, the history, personally, than me giving a fuck about fights that nobody cares about, that aren't even that high skill, that are never going to, you know what I'm saying? It's all perspective. It's all subjective. You choose to do what you want. That's my choice. But, to me, the history, the greats, that's what makes any sport, not the G League fucking players. You know what I'm saying? Like, he knows all the G League players. I know all the legends. So that's what I care about. So he could take his G League ass back to Newark. Tank Davis is feared. I think so too, but people aren't agreeing with me. Your show with Invis Flow calling his audience dumb, and well, I guess people like that. Better BF, yes, Better BF was, but not one of the most in history. Catch any fight on Telemundo. You didn't watch the Pro Box Power with 500 views on YouTube? No, I didn't. When the boxing voice speaks on hip hop, it's ass, bro. Well, I guess so. You ain't got to prove nothing to anyone. They're on your platform for a reason. True that. True that. Nah, it's all good. I don't mind talking about it. That's what it is. Fernando Emiliano Vargas. I'm most focused on the present than history. I'll admit, I say I learned a lot of history of boxers on this channel. Yeah, the history's dope. And there's some historical fighters who are just way more exciting, entertaining to watch than current fighters. That's just how it's, there's some. There's a lot. You don't know where you're at if you don't know where you've been. You know what I'm saying? What's a good email for you, bro? Right here. ArcOKO at Gmail. Right there. You ever thought of changing your brand's design? Get some merch? Nope. I mean, I'm not against it, but I never really thought of it. I don't think I'm that big yet. If you know history, the present will make more sense. That's why I'm unimpressed with fighters like Virgil, Boots, Benavidez. I mean, I'm impressed with Benavidez for sure. Virgil, maybe. Boots, yes, but we got to see more. How many redhead champions has there been? Oh, Jesus. That I don't know. That I don't know. People are worried about where they're going. I mean, that's maybe what you're worried about. You can't make that claim for everybody, though. Everybody's different. Having historical context to compare the current day gives you a greater understanding, appreciation of what's happening now. Of course. Of course. You know, yeah. I'm a bit of a boxing snob, so I want to watch stuff at the highest level. The other stuff doesn't really excite me. If you get on ESPN, will you have your own studio? I believe so. I believe so. Yeah, it's all good, Victor. You could, unlike certain people, I don't try and stifle people's opinions. You can say whatever you want, as long as you're not being disrespectful, which you're not being. It's all good. Gingers can't fight, and that's racist as usual.
Oh, that's racist.
Fucking racist ass CJ. What are the best redheaded fighters in history? Oh shit, my man Vic coming in hot with a 2-piece. Appreciate you. Agreed upon. Napoleon Bonaparte. All right, stop showing off. Danny Little Red Lopez, 1. Canelo, 2. Who else? And Danny Little Red, I don't believe his hair was red. I think it was just his mustache. Hatton was not a redhead, Joaquin. Hatton, definitely not a redhead. He was brown hair. Yep. It's fucking cold down here. Holy shit. Freezing my balls off. Yeah. Did Ricky Hatton was definitely brown hair. I've talked to him before when I released a video with him recently because I thought he's one of the greatest pressure fighters. He commented on it. Mickey Ward is also brown hair, not redhead. I'm just thinking of Canelo, really. I mean, why don't we could AI it? Yeah, redheads don't usually box. Jesus, that's a good point. I never even really thought of that. Did he? Let's see. Let's see something. Let's see what we got going on here. New tab. All right. Danny Little Red Lopez. Oh yeah, he was half Mexican, half Native American. That's him older? Well, that's old. Is he still alive? That's wild. Let's see. It's hard to see here. These fucking pictures. Here we go. Yeah, I mean, that looks red. Right? Doesn't that look red right there? Guys? That looks red to me. Damn, is he still alive? Looks like he is. Here's another one. Yeah, that was red. Let me see something. Danny Little Red Lopez. Yeah, he's alive. He's 72. Look at that. Red-headed champions in boxing history. Just Canelo. Mickey Ward is not redhead. Vernon Forrest's a redhead. The black dude from the fucking South is a redhead. Okay. Actually, let's do this. Wait. Do ChatGPT. What boxing champions in history had red hair? Here we go. He did not have red hair. That's incorrect. Barry McGinnon? Never heard of him. Never heard of him. All right, what else we got? Canelo has to come up. of course. Who else? Bobby Chacon. Bobby Chacon had red hair? No, he did not. All right. So those were the ones. Never heard of them. You guys? Chuck Norris, true. Yeah, Vernon Forrest. That's just weird. McGinnon did not have her. No, he didn't. Mayorga when he fought Trinidad. True. No, none of them were. They're confusing redheads with Irish people. Like, that's mad racist. Not all fucking Irish people have redheads. Dipshits. Crazy. So the greatest redhead, and probably the only really, well, it's Danny Little Red Lopez and Canelo. Canelo got the dope name Cinnamon because, you know, cinnamon is red. It's pretty dope. I think in Bulgarian we call cinnamon canela. Canelo, let me see. Cinnamon in Bulgarian. Canela, yep. Wow. So Bulgarian, the word for cinnamon is also canela. Crazy. Paulie once rocked red hair. Yeah, he did. He did. Paulie used to frost his tips. Very backstreet Brooklyn thing to do. He had frosted tips. I had a streak of frost once. You can see it in my boxing video, actually. Looks stupid, but at the time I thought it was cool. I don't know why I even did it. But I did it. All right, what else we got, people? Talk to me. Looking up images of Mickey Ward, he looks like a redhead. Does he? Mickey Ward? Let's see. I didn't think he was a redhead at all, but let's see. Mickey Ward. Let's see. Here's a picture. Nah, that looks. His beard is red, but it's hard to tell. You're kind of right. Here's one. Here's a young one. Who's that? His mom? Yeah, it's almost red. Yeah, you're right. Oh, but look at this. That doesn't look red at all. Look. See, that looks blonde. His facial hair is red. That's the problem. See, look. That's brown. Clearly brown. So I think his facial hair was red, and the hair maybe in the summer. I don't know. Brown-haired people get throwing themselves in the red. I know. Jim Watt, another redheaded champ. Never heard of him. I thought Ward is blonde. He's like dirty blonde. Hatton should, yeah. Yeah. Crazy. Very few redheaded champions in boxing history. I wonder what that means. Does that mean that they're just punks? Straight bitches? Or does that mean that redheads take their talents to other things beyond combat sports? Or does it mean that redheads, there's just a lot less of them in the world, so it's a lot smaller? It's a shame. Why they call them fighting Irish? They can't fight. Nah, some of them can fight. Just got done watching the first round knockout highlights of Canelo versus Bud, leaked footage. What? More redheaded boxing champs. Shocking breaking news. Yeah, you're making it up. Jeffrey Dahmer's. Well, let's see something. Let's see. popularity or the amount of what percentage of the world's population has red hair? There you go. Approximately 1 to 2%. That's why. Now, what population of the world has blonde hair? 2% only. Wow. Brown, 11. And black is going to be like 90 something. Okay. So it seems like that's one of the reasons. Only a small percentage of the world even have red hair. I mean, shit, how many blonde? Let's go another one. How many blonde champions can you think of? Naturally blonde. Donnie Lalonde was blonde, but that wasn't natural. I know him personally. He dyed that shit. He frosted his tips. Had a red hat. Yeah, he did. Canelo Alvarez and Danny Lopez are the greatest redheads. Children of the Corn were redheads. Ooh, scary. Little Red. Bob Fitzsimmons had red hair. He was bald. Was he red, though? No blonde champs. No, there's got to be some. Tommy Morrison never became a champion. Or did he? He got the WBO, but he got it back when the WBO didn't mean shit. Ebony, well, yeah. Lex Luger. I don't know who Lauren Price is. No joke, it's on channel. Boxing Physique. He dropped multiple videos of an actual fight. What are you talking about? Put the link in here. I mean, how could they actually have a fight that didn't happen? I'm really confused what you're talking about. The girl that just beat Sandy Ryan. Marco, the historical historian. What's up? Yeah, she's blonde. But how many blonde champions has there been? What are you talking about? They didn't fight. I'm very confused what you're talking about. Or brown hair. Right? Or brown hair. Brown or black hair are the most champions. Head is pounding. Fury's a blonde. He's brown. My son's blonde, but I don't know if he'll continue being blonde when he gets older. He was platinum blonde when he was born, and now he's still blonde, but it's gotten way darker. Canelo is the best Irish fighter of all time. Fury is a dirty blonde. Yeah, exactly. Billy Joe Saunders. Yeah, maybe him. I don't know what you're talking about. Put it in the link. Simple. Ivan Drago. Yeah. I must break you. You will lose. I must break you. Jermell Charlo, blonde. Chris Colbert was a greenhead. Sonny Edwards, yeah, he's blonde. Good point. Thank you. Sonny Edwards, that's a good one. He just retired, right? But he was blonde. He was blonde for show. Jared Hurd, okay. Who are the dudes who dyed their hair blonde? Ike Corte did that once. You guys remember that? Inoue, yep. Ike Corte, Inoue. That dude, remember when that crazy dude who killed Max Kellerman's brother punched him after the dude who he punched was blonde. I forget the name of that fighter, though. Fernando Vargas dyed his hair. Yup, he did. Vargas frosted his tips. That one Asian guy is always blonde. You're talking about anyway, right? Vlad the Inhaler. Briggs is blonde? Oh, yeah, he had those extensions, right? Or maybe it was his real hair. He just died. Good point. What are you talking about? I don't know what the fuck you're talking about, but it's weird. Povetkin was redhead. Was he? There is. You're wrong, Danny. Uh, you're wrong. Friend of mine too. Michael Lajide Jr. Look him up. Out here on the Sacramento River. Wish I could show all you. Legacy, you funny as hell. I don't know what he's talking about, but Tua dyed it. That's right. If I had hair, I would never do that. I thought that was so weird. Rich, have you been to the Berryessa Glory? Ew. Why the fuck are you guys saying those things? Gross. The best champions are bald. Mo Brains is the realest shit I've ever seen in my life. Mm-hmm. He had it near the end, I believe. Maybe not. I'm not sure, Troy. I'm not sure. What are you guys talking about? This is fucking not good. Glory hole talk. It's fucking weird. Very weird. You guys are fucking weird. Why would you dye your head anyway? Like how dye Easter eggs? Yeah, exactly. Why don't you dye your head? All right. How can you fight with an eye patch? He didn't wear the eye patch. I believe he only wore it when he wasn't fighting. But that his one eye was fucked. He couldn't see in one eye for the last few fights of his career. So when he was out of the ring, now he wears an eye patch like a fashion statement. But I don't think he had his shit destroyed in sparring. One sparring session, he got hit in the eye and it got destroyed. Crazy. I don't forget the exact details of what happened, but he fought. Thomas Hearns knocked him out, and I think when Hearns knocked him out, his eye was already fucked. I'm gonna look it up. All right, people. I'm gonna bounce. I will be back on tonight, 10 p.m. Maybe we'll get it popping. Get more people up in here. I'm gonna open the panel up. Maybe I'll have co-host. We'll see what's up. Anyway, appreciate you guys. Talk later. Peace.